I am now live. Good evening, everyone. The live is supposed to begin in less than 60 seconds. I'm just copying the link and sharing it to Discord one more time so that everyone else can join. Welcome. Good evening. This is Micah Nelson playing as CancerAwareness, and I'm live tonight playing Rollercoin because, well, as you may have seen on the last live, I'm making money playing Rollercoin as our 5,500,000 plus other rollers. Thank you for joining. Please share the live to your followers. Tonight we are celebrating something, and I'm going to get to that in just a minute. First, I want to make sure everything is working correctly. Can you see my first room with all of the miners? Please share in the chat. Okay, I've got confirmation. We can see the first room. That's all I need. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to bring up my profile. It looks so much better like this. Let me see what y'all can see real quick. Yes, this is exactly what I want you to see. Okay, so while other people are still joining, I'm going to talk about previous experiences with Rollercoin once again. If you didn't make it to the last live and you didn't get to join it, don't worry about it. One of the things you may have missed out on was that I'm coming up on my 5th year of playing soon. The C right here where it says character age will change to 5 years. And that's a big deal, but that's not really why I'm here tonight. I also wanted to go over again how I have made significant investments into the game that I wasn't making for the first several years that I played. I played as a free-to-play player. If y'all were here during the last live, which was a little over a week and a half ago, you can see that my rank has continued to increase. I am taking it seriously. I want to continue to increase my rank over the next several months. I have also began taking playing as CancerAwareness, who's also a content creator in the Rollercoin community, more seriously. In case you didn't know, hopefully soon I will be in a position to participate in the sharing of promo codes, which is something that some of us are always on the lookout for. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I did want to break the news to everyone at the beginning of this live that I have officially filled out the form to become a content creator for Rollercoin. And now we can get started with the fun. So a lot has been going on in Rollercoin recently. The game itself is evolving and in a way that I would consider to be very positive. I don't know anybody who does not like growth, but Rollercoin has been growing. There have been a few complaints along the way, but there always are. Most recently, it was just yesterday, If you go in Discord, if you're a roller, you can find they're accepting feedback through a form that you can fill out, offer some of your ideas, get them to the roller team. They do read those surveys, and if you've got something you want to see change, that's the best way to put it into motion. Okay, excuse me. There was one more thing I needed to go over before we get started with the fun, and it has to do with the last time I was live. If you joined the last live where I was explaining Rollercoin, you might like to know that upon further review, a few issues were noticed with the live, such as you were not able to see my cursor, and the bottom of my screen was not visible as I was playing the games and telling you about some of my favorite hamsters. These issues have had attempts made to correct them, and we will see how it goes tonight. You should be able to see my cursor moving on the screen right now. Hopefully that continues to work that way, seeing as how I don't see myself going live on TikTok playing Rollercoin without actually playing a few of the mini games. We're not going to see any high difficulty level play tonight, but there are a few daily tasks I might touch on as I continue throughout the live. And if you missed the live a little over a week and a half ago, don't worry about it. That live is available to you 24/7 on my YouTube channel at Micah Nelson Making Progress. If you need the link to that because you want to go check the video out in the future, I'm adding it to the chat right now. There it is. That's the YouTube channel. There's a couple of videos on there you might be interested in. If you're a roller, regardless of which league you're in, there's always something you can learn from other players. I mean, honestly, I have to give a shout out to Piero because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be playing Chainer's Heroes. Now, I know that's not Rollercoin related specifically. Chainer's is another Web3 related game that you can earn cryptocurrency on, but that's not what we're here for tonight. Tonight, what we're here for is what you're about to see. No, not that. That's the progressive event, which we're going to touch on as well because I have a plan here. But this is it right here, the Splitter Sync event. Now, some of you new rollers might have thought that these voting events are only for serious rollers. There's no way that you can get up on the leaderboard and get in first place. And you know what? I thought some of those things too when I first saw the voting events. But all of a sudden, here I am tonight as CancerAwareness, and I'm in first place over here voting for the Dogecoin block reward to increase. And honestly, I knew that I was going to be able to continue fighting for the top spot probably as early as last night, but I did not know that it was going to be such a close race. If you see right here, it's 50-50, 50%, 50%. It looks like those who are voting for the Bitcoin block reward to increase are beginning to fall behind. And those of us who are voting to see the Dogecoin block reward increase are beginning to take the lead. We are ahead by a little over 200 votes. And look, okay, since I'm leading the way as CancerAwareness right here, I don't think we should hold back. I'm going to keep progressing. My plan is to use this last ticket right here and explain to everyone that, hey, look, this $2 of RLT for voting tickets really was something that I thought was going to change over the 5 days of this event. It's over 12 hours and 50 minutes from now. That will be 1300 UTC, right? Is that right? No, no, 1500 UTC. Right. Every day, 1500 UTC. That's when it's basically a new day in Rollercoin. The server resets at 000 UTC, which is 7 p.m. local time if you're here in Texas, like I am in the United States. But hey, look, I kind of thought I was going to see the price change for these tickets, and it didn't, which made it an even more interesting voting event. As you can see over here, you can vote for just zero point 0.2 RLT. When we first started, it was less than that. I believe it was zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.01. And then what took place as we were voting was that the Captain Captain Blockbeard team over here took the lead, and they were in the lead in such a significant way that the price to vote to increase the Bitcoin block reward increased, and it was one whole RLT to vote to increase the Bitcoin blockchain reward. Now, I voted for both sides on my way to get to the 55, get this check mark over here, get this crew mark, which is what we're trying to get if we're trying to get a hamster that's about to come out, Davy Coins. I'm planning on getting Davy Coins, even though I missed out on Captain Jackpot. But honestly, missing out on Captain Jackpot wasn't that big of a deal because I progressed through the season pass and was able to obtain Elisa a bit without too much trouble. She's already been putting in work, showing her stuff, bringing back rewards that are worth it. So, is everybody still there? I'm getting a notification over here. Can you hear me? Is the live continuing? Okay, look, let me try to fix it. It says I'm still live. Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm not sure what went wrong. I'm still here. Okay, great. I'm still here. Apparently, we just experienced some technical difficulties. I guess that's something that we're making our way through as we continue to try to have some fun enjoying this voting event and everything else Rollercoin has to offer. So I'm serious about wanting to see the Dogecoin blockchain reward increase, and I am enjoying the fact that I have the top spot at the moment. Satoshi Numamoto over here has been competing with me somewhat. We were tied earlier, so hey, look, it might seem like, you don't have a chance to come and overtake me, but hey, look, you can keep trying if you want to. I'm not trying to X anybody out or push anybody away. Now, I will say that these guys over here have been sitting up here with more votes than I had for several hours last night. They were all ahead. They had no idea that we were over here about to bring the Dogecoin blockchain rewards into a 50-50 setting where it might actually be the Dogecoin block reward that gets increased and not the Bitcoin block reward that gets increased. So hey, look, to continue to show my support for the Dogecoin block reward getting increased, I'm going to buy some more tickets. It says I still have 22 available for purchase, and y'all just got to see me use my last one that I had. I did buy some tickets from the marketplace. There's nothing wrong with that. Just try to buy them for as low of a price as you can. That's the way I went about it, and it helped out a lot because, as you can see, they had 25 available for purchase earlier today for everybody to start the new day at 1500 UTC, and I only bought 3 of them so far. So while everybody's watching, I'm going to buy 11 more. There it is. All right, you can see we have 12 hours and 45 minutes left. In case you didn't know, when we first started, it took an entire hour to process a single vote unless you use the speed up option, which basically uses RLT you might not have to use. Am I prepared to use the speed up to try to retain the top spot? Okay, I got the technical difficulties notification again. Can everybody hear me? I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, I need to know if you can hear me. Can anyone in the chat confirm that you can hear me or not? Okay, did we get a confirmation in the chat that you can hear me? I would like to know that everyone can hear me before I continue. It says that there are 50 viewers. Thank you all again for joining. We're trying to have a little fun. We're celebrating that those of us who have been supporting the increase in the Dogecoin block rewards are taking the lead here in this voting event. As we also, thank you. That's what I needed. Thank you. As we also continue to enjoy everything that Rollercoin has to offer. I'm not sure if buying those voting tickets increase the amount of points I'm receiving from the other event or not, because it didn't pop up over here, but it's easier to do a simple test. Excuse me. It's easy to do a simple test. If you want to find out for yourself, you can just check your progress in the Team of Fortune event, as with any other progressive event, where you look at the amount of points you have here, and then you go back and you buy the ticket. You see if those points have changed or not. But I'm at level 29 here. I'm planning on continuing to progress, maybe a little while I'm live. But again, the real reason why I'm here tonight is because we're over here with the split or sync voting event. And those of us who have been hoping that the Dogecoin blockchain reward wins are excited. Again, I want to talk about earlier today, I was not in the lead. And once I gained the lead, it was exhilarating. That's the way to describe it. I was realizing that I was going to have a chance to retain the top spot, proceeding into the end of the event, which right now is 12 hours and 41 minutes away. I don't know if there's any snipers out there who are planning to burn some RLT and use several sped up votes to try to get ahead of me. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to continue to use another vote ticket every 20 minutes. As I was saying earlier, before we had those technical difficulties, it went down from 1 hour to process each vote to, I think it was 30 minutes to process each vote, and right now it's at 20 minutes to process each vote. So if there's any rollers that join the live that are sitting on a bunch of voting tickets, you need to be trying to use your voting tickets once every 20 minutes over the next 12-hour and 40-minute period. I definitely suggest don't let them go to waste, even if you don't think you're going to move up to a higher place to get more rewards. If you want to try to collect them to see if the price of the voting tickets goes up in the future, that's fine. I just wouldn't sit on more than 10 of them. I mean, at the most, because uh, basically there are still voting tickets from past voting events listed on the marketplace. But even though the value has shifted over the amount of time that they've been available on the marketplace, none of them have really become a collector's item like maybe some of the older miners. Uh, so if you want to use those voting tickets, participate, see if you can get Captain Blockbeard back in the lead ahead of Captain Barcosa. If you want the Bitcoin block reward to increase, but I'm telling you, I want the Dogecoin block reward to increase. So I'm going to continue to vote over here on the right side of the screen in hopes that that's what takes place. All right, let's enjoy some more of Rollercoin. Uh, I was kind of hesitant at first about including this next thing in my live because, well, it it's new. It's brand new. They just came out with this yesterday. They're called prediction markets. They're still in the alpha stage. This is only the second day that they've been available, and they really bring a lot more opportunity to the game. I'm not going to say too much because there's a lot of us that don't want there to be any issues with the prediction market simply because, hey, look, you can really make some money here. And if you're new to Rollercoin, it provides an opportunity to try to increase your RLT using just a small amount. And you can learn. You can learn about Rollercoin. You can learn about cryptocurrency. I will admit that since these prediction markets have come out, I've been monitoring the prices of some of the cryptocurrency investments I've made more so than usual. And that's beneficial to me in my opinion, because as the future goes on, the more that I've been keeping track of it, the more prepared I'll be to try to take advantage of market opportunities such as dips and lows and things like that. So, hey, look, like I was saying, Rollercoin is growing. And if you don't play Rollercoin, you're here, you're watching my live on TikTok, and you're saying, what is this guy even talking about? Here, look, I've got something for you right here. This is what you need. You can click on this link right here and you can go make an account and get started. All you have to do at first is just log in every day, and that's all I'm going to advise you to do after that. If you need any help, you use this link, you contact me either on Discord or TikTok or wherever else, and I'll try to help you and guide you through the process personally just because you used my link. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to make you rich or that Rollercoin is going to make you rich, but the last time I was live, I was talking about how even these hamsters are making money. And when you play Rollercoin for a while, it starts to seem like that. Earlier, when I took the lead in the voting event, I started to realize, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I started to realize that this was going to have a positive impact on me as a roller overall. And it's not just because I'm trying to become a Rollercoin content creator, but because I'm trying to continue to rise through the ranks and eventually get up there with some of the more elite players. Oh, there it is. It's now a good time to start playing Rollercoin. You've already been playing it for, you said, almost 5 years, Micah. How am I supposed to get in there and make some of that money that you're making if it took you 5 years to get this far? Okay, well, look, first of all, when I started playing, there was a lot that was different about Rollercoin. There were a few things that we didn't have then that we have now. And I'm not talking about the prediction markets, those are brand new. First of all, we did not have hamsters that we could purchase and use and send on expeditions and increase our temporary bonus power. We didn't have any of that. There were no free on events. There wasn't even a marketplace. What? No marketplace? It's true. Years ago, there was no marketplace. So, what is there that's coming out next that makes it a good time for you to start playing Rollercoin anyway? Well, today, one of the members of the roller team dropped something on Instagram that kind of gives everybody a heads up. If you hadn't noticed, if you're one of the rollers that likes to go on Discord and play the game and just ask questions in Discord, which is fine, you still might have seen something about where people are looking forward to more leagues. What does that mean? Well, more leagues means more money. There's no other way to put it. If you're looking at this as something that could potentially become your hobby, you're perceiving it correctly. But here's the thing about hobbies I was taught at a very young age. If you have a hobby, you want it to be something that doesn't cause you to spend all of your money. Well, hey, look, I spend some money with Rollercoin, but guess what I'm spending the money doing? Investing. So if you want to get in and invest now, hey, look, it is a good time because you can see right here, I'm in the league Diamond 2. This is the second highest league in the game. There's only, here, let's view the league. There's only 111 rollers out of the 5,530,000, right, 531,937 rollers that have made it to the top league. Yes, that's where I was aiming. I was heading for this league right here, Diamond 3. And then, wait a minute, they're going to release new leagues? And apparently, those new leagues are going to be even higher than Diamond 3. So, some of these players that have more than 10 ZHS are probably going to shoot straight to a higher league. But what if they don't shoot straight to the highest league? What if the highest league is there and there's actual competition available to get into the highest league first? Well, I'm going to compete. I think that in the position I'm in as a roller, as CancerAwareness, playing Rollercoin, that sounds like a good thing for me to aim for. Even if I don't make it to Diamond 3 before the new leagues are released. But hey, look, how much has my rank increased since the last time I went live? It doesn't matter. Let's see if I can increase it right now while I'm live tonight playing Rollercoin. Earlier today, I was able to obtain a few new miners, and my plan was to merge them. Now, I like to wait to merge most of my miners for when there's a progression event so I can utilize the multiplier and get some of the points towards the progression event. If you were watching closely when I started the live, I briefly had the progression event on the screen, and right now my multiplier is at times 89. Seems like a high number, but it's really not because the multiplier was half off for this progression event. Every RLT you exchanged gave you a double multiplier instead of just one. And they also blessed our game with making it to where that your multiplier lasted throughout the duration of the event, which is a first as far as I know. I don't know, but I like it. Honestly, we're having technical difficulties again. I need a mic check. Can y'all still hear me? What I did was I came over here and I reset the microphone. Are we still live? It says we've got 73 total viewers. Okay, and it says we can hear you. All right. Okay, let's continue. Right, my wife says we can hear. That's my wife right there. She is my moderator. She's doing a great job. Okay, let's continue. So, these new miners I got are what I'm going to try to use to increase my rank while I'm live tonight. And we're going to do that using the forge. That's where I'm at right now. I went to the forge. I went from crafting to merge. Crafting to merge. And the name the names of the new miners that I'm going to merge first. We're going to start with this one. Carved gift pile. If y'all have been playing Rollercoin and you've only been playing for a short while, you may not have been able to merge any legendary miners. Well, here you get to see me now merging a legendary carved gift pile. As we can see, it's going to cost me 2.805 RLT just to do the merge, but I'm also going to need 3 epic fans. Since I'm live and I'm not trying to waste any time, I'm not going to try to go over here and merge any parts. The other reason is I'm trying to save some of my RST in hopes that the last progression event of the season will enable us to utilize our RST like we were able to do last season. If it doesn't, then I'll be sitting on thousands and thousands of parts using all of my RST before the time runs out to spend it all. And in order to allow y'all to see me merge some miners, we're going to go straight here to the marketplace and buy those epic parts. It's simple. You go to the marketplace, you go buy, you click over here where it says parts, come down here, look for what you're trying to buy. What I needed was 3 epic fans, right? And I already had 1, so I just need 2 more. We're not trying to waste time. Let's buy them now. All right. Your purchase succeeded. Look at that. I got some of the points towards the progression event. That's what we're looking for. I'm trying to get more of those by merging my miners. If you were listening, that's what you would have heard earlier whenever I was explaining that I like to save my miners up to merge them until the progression events. Carved gift. Here we are. We've got everything we need now. So here's you getting to watch me merge a legendary miner. I hope it's something you can look forward to if you're new. If not, I'm not trying to waste your time. Here we go. Look, I merged it. These are the amount of points I got with that times 89 multiplier. Now, that legendary carved gift pile is just sitting in my inventory. I need to come place it on a rack as soon as I can. I don't want it to sit there and not get to mine. Well, let's look. Let's see. Okay. All of these miners in my 4th room are doing their thing. They're up there in PHS. A few of them are EHS level. It's just some of them might not be bringing in as much as others. I'm not sure. So let's take a look real quick. I'm going to look at one of these 1-cell miners. Right. Okay, these are in 200 PHS. I'm not sure that the new one that I just got is up there like that. So let's look. Some of these, I like them where they're at. This one, I can show you guys the legendary Keep a Loot. That came from this event that we're here for, celebrating the split or sync event. I've already merged the two epic, no, the it was one epic and two rare. The two rare and one epic Keep a Loot that came from this event, right? Yeah, I merged them to the legendary. It's already on the rack mining with one EHS. So we're over here. I'm going to room 3. I'm trying to figure out who needs to be replaced where so that I can get this carved gift pile into action. Uh, hey, look, if you're a roller that just uses auto set, hey, look, I'm happy for you, but this is the way that I like to play, and I'm trying to make it make sense for you right now as I'm looking at the one cell miners I already have on the racks, trying to figure out which ones need to go where and when. Um, Basically, this is one of my lower PHS one cell miners. So sometimes I do something like this. I'll go ahead and replace this so I can actually look at what I'm working with on the rack. Right here we can see the card gift pile is bringing in 95 PHS, 95 PH per second, uh, with a 30% bonus. So 95 PHS is kind of high for me to have it on a plus 6% rack, and I kind of want to move it up to another rack. Look, here we go. This one right here is 37 on 17%. Let's see if we can do better than that. Here we go, 20%. And we've got 55 right here. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. I'm just going to take off the Stadium Pulse and replace the carved gift pile with the Stadium Pulse so that the lower PHS is on the lower bonus percent rack and the higher PHS is over here on the higher percent rack. If you're going without using the auto set, what you just heard me say should be what you needed to hear if you were trying to learn how to do whatever it is you thought you needed to learn to do. You may have already known. If that's the case, that's good. But what I just did should increase my rank slightly. My rank slightly as you're watching. It looks like it may have changed. It's at 223. We'll see if we can bring it up even more. I've got another miner I want to merge while I'm live. Over here, another legendary miner for y'all to see get merged. And that one is the Satoshi Sniffer. Here we are. Okay, I said we want to see a legendary miner get merged, right? Here we go. We have the miners, but we don't have the parts. This one's going to cost me a total of 5.95 RLT. It's a little more than the last one, but in terms of merging legendary miners, these are good merge prices right now, guys. I don't know if excuse me. I don't know if you're like me and you see some of the merch prices and you're like, that's too high right now. I'm going to wait. I want to save up my RLT. I don't know what the next event is going to bring. Then, hey, look, I'm telling you, I don't think that this 595 is too much. So I'm going to go straight to the marketplace while y'all are watching. I'm going to buy these 3 epic wires. And we're going to merge another legendary miner. just like this. There they are. Your purchase succeeded. I got more points towards the progression event. And let's go back to the merge. Oh, look, it says we've been live for 40 minutes. How long did it take for me to click that voting ticket when we first got it? Well, it was more than 20 minutes ago, right? Okay, quick shift. We're coming over here to the Splitter Sync event, and look, I'm claiming another vote. Look, okay, here, Satoshi Numamoto hasn't voted anymore, so I'm still in the top spot as CancerAwareness, and I'm going to increase my lead uh, over these other guys. We're going to continue to try to get the Dogecoin block reward to increase instead of the Bitcoin block reward. Look at these numbers, guys. Look, it's close. This is 12,337. This is 12,568. Oh, somebody voted to increase the Bitcoin block reward. It's not over yet. Look, did you see it? Look, two more votes. So this is happening, and I'm glad y'all are here seeing me trying to lead the way. But hey, look, what am I doing while I'm waiting for my vote to process? I'm merging miners while live on TikTok for y'all to see. So let's go merge the next legendary miner. All we needed was those parts, and we got them. Sniffer. There we go. Here it is. Legendary. The legendary Satoshi Sniffer. It's finally getting merged by CancerAwareness. Oh, look at all of those crafting points. Okay, it didn't pop up my progression points, but don't worry. Trust me, I got them. I've seen that not appear before, and I've gone and checked and made sure that my points are still increasing and that I'm still getting the reward. If that happens and you go past the next tier to get the next reward, if you level up, like right here it says I went from 29 to 30, right? Look, I just got this other Team Green miner while we were live, and you didn't get to see it. It just didn't show up on the side of my screen. There's a lot going on my computer right now. Streaming live. We had some technical difficulties, so it's not a big deal. Okay, if you're getting tired, I'm going to end the live soon. I just wanted to merge those miners and make sure everybody got to see, if you're voting in the event, you should be having fun. We're not getting mad at anybody voting to increase the other cryptocurrencies block reward. We're just trying to follow through here for the next 12 and a half hours or so, right? We're going to try to take the lead to the end of the event. Okay, so look, y'all want to see that legendary Satoshi Sniffer going on the rack before I end the live? All right, let's do it. We got technical difficulties again. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Okay, okay. We are still live. All right, let's see these legendary miners. I did say I was going to play a few games, but since nobody else is really chatting, I guess we can let my wife get through with being the moderator. If any of you join the live and you're interested in becoming a moderator for me on TikTok, just send me a DM. I am looking for a backup moderator so that my wife doesn't have to do it all. She works a day job, and honestly, she's not saying that she's going to bed for no reason. She's tired. So let's go. Let's put this rack, excuse me, this miner on this rack that legendary Satoshi sniffer should be pretty powerful. So it should at least be able to replace one of these one cell miners in room 4. I'm not sure which one. We looked earlier, we saw that these over here were in the 200s. So let's see what happens. This epic Ithara is a little lower than the Eden Apple, so let's try replacing it on this rack. Here we go. This legendary Satoshi sniffer is 375 pH per second, 375 PHS. So you see it now. It's working. It's on the right rack. It's going to potentially increase my rank at least a little bit. And what am I going to do with that Ithara that we just saw over there? Well, let's go look in another room and see where it can go on a rack that's bringing in a good bonus. Look, we were over here earlier and we were able to move one from over here. So hey, look, here we go. This looks good right here. 75 PHS got replaced by 217.1 PHS on a 20% rack. And you know what? That's what you want to happen. And then you want to keep putting the miners on the racks until the least amount of mining power that you can accept isn't getting used isn't getting used, right? Because honestly, some of you rollers are at a point in Rollercoin where you can continue to try to minimize the amount of miners you have in your inventory by listing them for sale in the marketplace as soon as you don't need them anymore. Some of you rollers are like, what does he mean, don't need them anymore? Well, there are only 4 unlockable rooms right now. You start out with the first one, you can unlock the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. They're releasing new leagues. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a room 5 in the next year. It could be possible. But until then, with the 4 rooms, we're limited in the amount of space we have to use the miners. So once you're able to fill up all 4 rooms, you end up having miners that you can only use if you're willing to go without using the mining power that you'll get from even more powerful miners. That's one of the things I'm trying to avoid. Unless, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to make it look nice, or I just like the way something, yeah, basically I like the way something looks, or it means something to me to have it organized that way. There's a few racks I have that other people would be like, what are you wasting that space with that for? But to me, it's not a waste of space. Like I said, I've been playing the games. I've been playing the game for years. There's some stuff that Rollercoin released years ago that's still important to me that at some point will become, a part of Rollercoin lore. Which right now, I'll tell you, if you're interested, if you like that kind of thing, lore and that part of the gaming aspect, then all you have to do is read the blogs. You can go all the way back to the first blog that Rollercoin ever released, and you can read about what Rollercoin was doing before you started playing if you haven't been playing for all of these years. Now, okay, we're still trying to put this miner that I replaced with the legendary Satoshi Sniffer on the rack. I'm not sure which rack I want to place it on. I do know that I don't want it to go to. Oh wait, I did. I put the Ithara here. What did I replace it? Okay, the Tivat. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce that. Tivat, 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 Tivat. However you pronounce it. I don't know if that was a reference to something that's a reference to something I missed. But let's look. Where can that go? Because I'm not done with that yet. Okay. I've moved one of the other one cell miners out that I'm not using anymore. And that means that I could potentially use both of those one cell miners to replace a 2 cell miner, which might be what I want to do here. I just have to replace the right 2 cell miner and earlier I did something I didn't think I was going to do anytime soon. Basically, I've replaced a miner that had a high bonus percent with a miner that had a lower one. But I did that because it seemed like it was what was best to do at the time. So, hey, look, you might keep looking and you might want to find a miner that you think you can replace that has low power. Look, I'm just going to show you how to do it. We're going to use this one as the example. It's at 15%. I probably have a few other miners with a lower bonus power. But since I'm live and my wife is tired, she wants to go to bed and she's my moderator, I'm going to use this miner right here and I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. I'm going to take that 15% bonus power 2-cell miner off the rack and I'm going to replace it with two 1-cell miners that you can see for the time being are going to give me an increased amount of bonus power. That in and of itself could increase my rank a little more, but here's what I'm not liking. I'm putting them on this rack where it says 0.5% and I want to move it to a different rack. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this live with playing one game. Is there any game y'all want to see me play over here in the chat? Any game requests? And then I'll come back and I'll move those miners to the rack I want them to be on after the live is over. We're still over here in split or sink, and look, this vote has another 9 minutes and 15 seconds left to process, and I've got 10 more tickets, guys. I'm going to continue to aim to use all of those tickets at least. I might stop if I get up to 100 and looks like there's no more competition. I don't see why they would try to snipe me with having to burn that much RLT when they could continue to vote one at a time. But hey, we'll see how it goes because there's no telling what could happen in the next 12 hours, right? So hey, look, I don't see any game requests in the chat, so I'm just going to pick one. Oh, that's what I said I was going to do. The one over here in the tasks, we have, okay, look, coin flip and Lambo Rider. Lambo Rider and coin flip. Well, look, I'll just play coin flip so we don't have to flip a coin. That makes things easy, right? That simplifies it. Here we go. One game of coin flip to end the live. I hope that y'all had fun. And I will go live again soon, probably next week, towards the end of the week. And there you have it. Okay, this has been Cancer Awareness in Rollercoin. Micah Nelson playing as Cancer Awareness in Rollercoin. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you for watching. I hope all of you have a great night or a great day wherever you're at. And I hope that you get to continue to progress up the rankings like I'm trying to. Oh, look, it looks like one of my hamsters have finished their expedition. Okay, I have work to do. Y'all have a great night. Again, I hope you enjoyed the live. Don't forget, you can watch the last live on YouTube. I will probably edit this one and upload it to YouTube as well. Look out for it in the next few days. In the meantime, if you're mainly a TikTok user, I did post my referral link in the chat. It should also be in the video description if you want to see what this is all about. Like I said, you can send me a personal message and I will guide you through it. In the meantime, feel free to like or subscribe. Uh, well, I'm ending the video, so it looks like I got over 1,000 likes for this live. So thank you if you did send a like. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have a great night. Thanks again.